Welcome to my rating for the TV show Lie to Me that was made in 2011. This is my third time rewatching this show, and this is my the both times that I've seen it before have been around, let's say, 2013, let's say 2015, 2017. Oh no, 2015, 2015, 2014, right? So that was the time that I've watched it then. So that's pretty much 10 years ago, right? So I remember really loving this show. And don't get me wrong, I love it. I still love it. I love how the beginning was strong. My only issue is with the end, like episode 16 ish. I feel like they really dragged on the end of the show. So if you need a little background on what the show is about, the female lead, her name is Hajong. The male lead, his name is Kijun. The female lead lied to her friend by saying she's married because the friend went to marry her, the person that Hajong liked for the longest time, right? So the friend, Sorang, she married Hajong's lifelong crush. And because she keeps rubbing that in her face, Hajong went and made a lie and said she was married. Now, she ran into Kijun by accident because she originally met Kijun's brother, and because Kijun was trying to find him at the time, they happened to bump into each other. So she went into his hotel to give him money back because when they did meet, she ended up in the hospital and he paid for it. So she wanted to give him the money back. But he was on a blind date at the time. So she so she was waiting, and while she was waiting, she happened to fall and tomato juice fell on her. So she kept her eyes closed. He came close to her and then he carried her to a hotel room in the building, right? So as he was carrying her, one of Sorang's friends was like, "Isn't that Hajong?" And then that's how the rumor started that, you know, they were married, right? So she didn't technically say that she was married to Kijun. She just said she was married. And when all the girls got together, they were like, oh, then that must be who she's married to. And then they went around and started calling a bunch of people saying, oh, she got married to this and this and this and that. So the news spread so far that it ended up back into the hotel. So he heard about it. And he even like tried to sue her because she's spreading fake news. Now, the brother tried to help her by by meeting the important people that Kijun wanted to meet, right? So that is President Chen. So the brother went to President Chen and introduced her as Kijun's wife. Again, she's not the one making the lie, right? So because it became beneficial for both parties, so Ajong and Kijun, they decided to get into a contract together and pretend that they are, in fact, married because the President Chen wanted to go into partnership with him because he was married and he liked Ajong, and so did his wife. So they find it beneficial to be married to each other. And then this is where all the extra lies come in, right? And while watching this, especially now, you know, this show was filled with a lot of English songs, a lot of English pops, a lot of pop music. I mean, we even had Rihanna's Who's That Girl? We had some Justin Bieber playing in the background. So it definitely brought back a lot of memories while rewatching this show. In terms of character development, I feel like Ki Jun had the best one because, you know, in the beginning, he started off very stuck up, and he towards the end, he was more laid back, and he wasn't as rough as he was in the beginning. Because I think whether it was the opening scene or pretty much episode one, everybody in the hotel used to be kind of scared of him because he's just walking around and he's checking to see how clean everything is. And towards the end, they didn't really show you that. And he was more interested in love, and he was interested in living his life versus the requirement that his aunt had for him. And for her, I don't really feel like she had much of a character development. If anything, towards the end, she got more annoying um with how she was acting. Sorang and her relationship kind of had a shift because in the beginning they were more competing against each other, and they were competing against each other, but towards the end it was more like, okay, I'll be supportive of you. But Sorang still had those don't be near my man type of thing, or she was still a little bit jealous of Ajong, even though she's pregnant and she's married, which is exactly what she wants. And in terms of Yunju, I mean, she didn't have much character development. She was just annoying, which, I mean, you could understand her point of view, but as I said in some of the reactions, I really would have wanted her to come back stronger versus how she came back. Because before she left Paris, I mean, the man said he didn't want to marry you because his brother was in love with you. And you told him that, oh, if, like, I'm going to go to Paris and I'm going to find a better guy than you. So go to Paris and find a better guy. You come back and you're like, I want us to start over. No, that's not how you should have done it. You should have went there and found a better guy. And then now you're mad that he's saying he's moved on and he doesn't want to be with you anymore. And for the brother, honestly, I didn't like how they did him because you can't tell me that that's real life. And if it is real life, I feel like people watch dramas not to experience real life situations, but you know, to kind of relate to the characters. Because to tell me that two brothers happen to fall for the same girl, not once, but twice, come on. And the fact that the younger brother met both girls first and the older brother is the one who ended up with them, like, come on. At least in at least the second time around, you know, saying he told never told um his brother Kijun that he was in love with Ajung, and he never told Ajung either that he liked her. So I guess in that moment he grew up and he knew how to deal with his feelings better than before, because before he was the one who ran to the brother and was like, if I can't have her, you shouldn't have her either. I mean, which, you understand that because he's had this crush on this girl for the longest time, and then the brother just comes in and like takes her, you know? So, and other characters. So her father and his crush, his the woman who became his wife. So you did see a little growth in the father, in which, he decided to finally get married. Before he couldn't get married because, Ajung was against it. And yeah, so he finally got married and focused on his own happiness. All in all, like I said, this show really had a great beginning, but the end just sort of fell short. And I feel like rating this 10 years ago and rating it now, I would probably have a difference of opinion. But I do feel, just like I mentioned in the reaction for episodes 15 and 16, I feel like the ending was missing the whole marriage part, because you can't tell me you spent 2 episodes talking about, are you guys gonna get married? Is marriage what's next for you guys? Did he propose already? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do that? When's the wedding? Everybody's talking about the wedding. Everybody's talking about the wedding. But what wedding? The wedding that never actually happened in the whole series? Come on. At least we should have gotten a still shot of the wedding, you know, of her in the actual dress that the the series image is in. Duh. So, and that's the other thing, because if they didn't drag the end, episode 16, so much, with her trying to find what she lost, and which I originally thought she lost her independence because everything sort of revolved around him, and how much she had to change herself for him. It turns out what she lost was her heart, and she found her heart. I don't know. It was not enough. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. But it was not enough for her to lose that. I would have been more okay with her finding her independence, because that's exactly what she found in Jeju, right? She was able to lead and plan her own exhibition by herself, and she was able to get people to come to the exhibition on her own, right? Because that's different than what happened before. She couldn't get people to come to the show, and Kijun bought a bunch of tickets, made the show sold out, but only 8 people came. But here, you had a lot of people come, and she was learning English on her own to try to communicate with other people, right? So I would have liked it better if they were like independence, or finding herself, independence or slash herself. She was trying to find herself, her individuality is the best term to put it. Her individuality is what she was trying to find outside of him, outside of his family, outside of their expectation for him, right? That would have been a much better statement for the end. So, with all that I've said, my rating for Lie to Me K drama would be a 8.5 out of 10 because it's still a show that I would watch again and again, but I'd probably stick to finish it at a episode that I feel was much more worthy. But if you want to um go back to memory lane and listen to music from 2011 and before, then this show is for you. If you want a good romantic comedy too, it was it had some funny moments, so definitely check it out. So my rating is an 8.5 out of 10. And this wraps up our journey on the Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.